Okay, y'all. We finna get this party started. Just give me a sec. All right. Okay, this needs to be like this. I guess it did need to be out there. All right. Now, I hope it's not in the way of that. And hopefully everyone can see me good, can hear me good. I'm running behind per usual. Y'all gotta really bear with me today because I'm running so far behind. And my husband ain't home and I got my daughter. So I cannot button this for nothing. And I got my daughter, so of course she finna be all in my shit. But anyhow, welcome to the Gezelle Talk Show. I'm your host, Gezelle Nicole. Welcome, everybody. And if you were here yesterday with me, thank you for returning. I'm going to give y'all some time to get up in here, though, because I know I'm running late. I know I am running so late. And I apologize. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. I do not like this new shit. No, if it's on airplane mode, then I ain't gonna be able to do what I need to do. Okay, well, we just gonna do what we can do with what we can do it with and how we can do it. Simple as that, okay? Let me do one thing real quick. Alrighty. Hurrah. She is back. She is back. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. Ain't it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a great, wonderful Wednesday. We are back. We are here with the Gezelle Talk Show. Thank you guys for joining us today. You are the absolute best. Thank you. I hope y'all can hear me really good. If you come in the room and you can hear me pretty good, go ahead and throw some thumbs up or some likes, some hearts, all that good stuff, and let me know that you are with me today and that you can hear me clear. And go ahead and speak when you come into the room. Y'all can speak when y'all come in the room. I don't bite. I promise. I don't bite. But anyhow, we're going to get rolling and getting into things because I got some stuff I want to speak about. It's crazy because I woke up, well, last night I had went to bed and I had already had my idea of what I wanted to do the show based on today. So when I woke up this morning, the first thing I saw was a girl saying, dang, everything gay on TV. Like so and so, like all this stuff, even the commercials, da 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 da. It's just sick, and God ain't pleased, and all of this. And I was just like, oh wow. And this is somebody that I have conversed with, that is, you know, socialized with me and stuff. So I'm like, oh, them type of people I totally stay away from. So I hurried up and removed her as a friend, because I'm like, that's damn sure not a friend of mine that's thinking some ignorant shit like that, because that's ignorant as hell. So on top of that happening, I was already on the Protect the Trans Kids mission, so that just coincided together with it. And then I go to doing my research on the Protect the Trans Kids stuff, and when I say it broke my heart to pieces, because my point of wanting to speak on transgender kids is because I was a trans kid, you know, and I grew up with not having any type of representation on television, any type of representation in the neighborhood, any type of representation in the school, no matter where I went, in the church, no matter where I was at, I did not identify with anyone. There was no representation of me. So to fast forward almost 40 years, and now to see everything that has transpired and see just how people are, you know what I'm saying, being more acceptable of themselves, as well as parents being more understanding and acceptable. It is, I can guarantee you that the homelessness in the LGBTQ plus community has went down tremendously in the past 5 to 10 years, just solely off of how we have, you know, came into this understanding and way much more of an acceptance. Even if we don't, you know, even if we don't accept it, you know, have that level of respect at least. But to go and do the things that they're doing over in Texas, I am so, I'm baffled about. Like, I was already feeling some type of way when DeSantis was stating his comments and his opinions on trans kids in sports and all of this stuff here. And it's just like, I don't think men should be stating their opinion on abortion because they can't carry. I don't think women should state their opinion on something that's, you know, male dominated or male surface or whatever. I feel like it's certain things for certain people. And a lot of these people are stepping into arenas that they shouldn't even be in. Like, I really have a problem with DeSantis saying stuff like, oh, little boys that think they're girls, you know, and it's like, if you haven't done at least the margin of give them that much respect to say, okay, I'm gonna go and research and learn and try to educate myself on who these kids are, what is in their mind frame, how they're thinking, so on and so forth. It's baffling and it's bothering to me, because it takes me back to where we were. And I can't understand that. Hey, Mimi, I can't understand that. Like, it takes me right back to where we were. And it's like, no one tried to understand me. No one tried to understand the situation or anything. They just wanted to judge. And because it was something that they did not understand, they feared it. And being that they feared it, they didn't want it around them. And that's how the world is working right now. That's what's going on right now. What they don't understand, they fear. What they fear, they hate. And it keeps going, trickling down, instead of trying to educate themselves. Being gay, I can't speak for freak bitches and freak hoes and freak niggas. I can't speak for them, okay? Because sex and sexuality is 2 different things. So I can't speak on those type of people that go and get baby mamas and still go over here and fuck niggas and all this stuff here. I don't know. I can't speak on that because I was never able to move like that. If I could have tricked myself into liking pussy, I would have tricked myself into liking pussy so I could live a normal, what society sees as a normal life. Who wants to go through a world of life being hated, frowned upon, disliked, all of this stuff? Like, who wants to do that? And no one definitely wants to live a life of just not being themselves or feeling 100% themselves. I know I didn't. That's why at 14, 15, I came to the realization, this is what I'm going to do, and ain't no holding back. Whoever don't like it, whoever don't get it, whoever don't understand it, they just don't understand it. That's not my problem. That's not for me to deal with. That's for somebody else. That's for them to deal with. These people over in Texas are actually going into people's homes, okay? This is the disrespect. They are going into people's homes. They are sending out, going to doctors, going to counselors and everything, and trying to weave through and find trans kids. And they want to charge the parents of the trans kids with child neglect. These people are doing the best for their child or children, and you mean to tell me because your lack of education and look like hunger for ignorance will actually have you to go off in these people's house and deliberately remove these kids from their parents? Like, I don't get where you would even have the power of the right. Because let me tell you something. Let a bitch would have tried my grandmother with some bullshit like that, they wouldn't have came out that motherfucker alive, because she would have took their whole motherfucking head off, okay? They wouldn't have come out alive to be coming into, knocking on her door and telling her what they're going to do with someone that belongs to her. No, ma'am. No, she wouldn't have had that. So I don't understand that, because you wouldn't be able to walk off in my house to my taking my daughter because she's trans, or taking my son because he's trans. Taking them where? Doing what? Baby, I would have turned that motherfucker. Let me tell you, I would have flipped the whole house. The whole house. Y'all not finna come off in here talking about taking nothing that belongs to me. Girl, no ma'am. No, ma'am, because of their lack of education. That's what I don't understand. That's right, gang, babe. Gang. Like, I don't understand the lack of education. And it's like, you have so much. You could go to the library, you could sit on your phone and educate yourself. But you rather be a selfish individual and worry about yourself and what you have been forced to believe over however many years. One thing I know and I understand is, even if I don't like what that person may be doing, that speaks for that person's character, not mine. You know, that speaks for them. So I would never feel the need to overstep my boundaries to go and try to force something upon them that they don't feel like that's them. To say, oh, you shouldn't act that way in public. You should conduct yourself like this, or you should do that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Like, I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand that, because it's like I always say, if you're allergic to fish, stay away from the fish market. You know? Simple as that. If you dislike something to the point you don't understand it and all that, I don't understand why you feel the need to speak up and have so much to say about it. Lil Boosie. You don't understand it, you don't like it, you don't respect it, but yet you have the number one opinion. You have the biggest opinion about it. And I don't get that. And I think people are just being, stop it. People are just really just like overdoing things. To sit there and say shit like, oh, everything is gay. It's all on commercials. It's all on the TV. It's all on the... Like, yes, because relationships does not just come in black and white, okay? They don't come just in the norm. There's some guys who are madly in love with another guy, and that's quite okay. That's their preference, and that is quite okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with educating your children on just because someone is different or do something different from you, that does not make them a bad person. That does not make them a contagious person. That does not make them an evil person, because that's not our jobs. Our jobs is not to sit there and try to judge people and send them to hell and blah, blah, this. It's like, bitch, you're not God. That's not your job. We overstep our boundaries. Like, ugh. It's sad. It's sad, but it's true. And if I'm wrong, y'all can always correct me. You know, I am open to it. I'm open to debate. I'm okay with agreeing to disagree and all that good stuff there. But I truly believe, and I know, you know, being gay and being in that lifestyle is not something that you choose. That's a way of life. It's the way that it's the way that you're born. You just decide the way you want to present yourself. You decide the way you want to live your life. And that's just like any other human individual. People say, oh, well, they too young. You too young to know what you even want, and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, in kindergarten, you had a kindergarten boyfriend that you liked it. In second and third grade, you probably, you know, whatever. You know what your preference is at a very early age. You can look at a child and tell, oh, she's a little tougher than the other girls. He's a little sweeter than the other boys. Stop fooling yourself or planning. Like, it's a whole new day. And until we start normalizing shit and really, really normalizing it and standing on that shit, not circling back or backpedaling and want to make a public apology for what? Being you? Being you? I would never apologize for being me. If you can't deal with it, if you can't suck it up, get the fuck from around me. I don't ask for nobody to deal with me. Nobody at all. Well, you know, y'all, my friends and stuff. But everybody else, I don't give a fuck. A bitch passing me in the grocery store, I don't give a damn how you feel. I don't care. I'm going a little bit to the left and I'm going to bring it back to the right, okay? I'm going to bring it back to the right because I'm going a little bit left field. But I just really have a problem with what Texas is doing. I just do not. Growing up a trans kid myself, I have a big, huge problem with someone coming in who do not have the education and just saying, you know, oh, we're going to charge you with child abuse or child neglect because you're giving your child hormones or estrogen or whatever. No. I feel like that's totally out of line when you get to that point where you're trying to tell somebody else how to raise their child or what they should be doing. Like, you didn't carry that child, you don't take care of that child or anything. So why would you feel as if you have an opinion or a say-so in the way that the parent who provides for the child, why would you have an opinion about the way she's caring for her child if it's not bringing harm to the child or anyone? If anything, it's bringing happiness to the child. And you sitting there saying, we're going to take your kids from you. Well, who is that helping? Who is that helping or benefiting is what I would like to know. Because it's damn sure it's not helping the child. It's damaging the child even more, causing way more trauma. And then you're going to take them from the only protector that they know, which is their parents. To do what? Put them in a system where they're only going to be fucking lost, more damaged, if not molested. Like, all of this crazy shit that can possibly happen, that happens in this system. I sat there and I watched a show about some kids, right? I can't recall on exactly, I think it was on 2020 or whatever, but it was some kids, and it was 13 of them. It was 13 siblings staying in one house, and it was the mom and dad, and they were feeding the kids peanut butter sandwiches. I mean, just totally neglecting the kids. They were chaining them to the bed, not letting them walk, not letting them bathe, not letting them wear any clean clothes, all type of shit. And lo and behold, and this, what was crazy is because the oldest child out of the 13 kids, the oldest child was 29 years old. 29 or 24, one or the other. But however, they were of age where you should have been knowledgeable and educated enough to know that I can go, I can leave, I can do whatever, you know, I want. I don't have to sit here and take this. But anyhow, the 17-year-old had ended up escaping. She got away. She ran away. She went and she called. She went to a neighbor's house. No, she had a phone. And it was one of the brothers' phones or whatever. She called 911. She told 911 what was going on. They came to the corner where she was at, and they said, well, take us back to the house. They're looking at the girl. They say the girl was supposed to be 17 years old, and she looked all of 12. She was so frail and so pale. And so they got her, and you boo-boo? Okay. They got her and they took her, they didn't take her immediately back to that. They didn't take her back to the house. She showed them pictures of her little sisters chained up and all of this crazy shit. And so they ended up going to the house. They ended up saving the kids, taking them out of there, supposedly saving the kids. This is my point of this story. They put the kids in foster care. They put them in the system. They arrested the parents. Why? It breaks my heart because why did these kids ended up, for one, they were all ended up separated and stuff. And they were all they knew. I mean, the girl, she didn't know anything. When the police is asking her what's the address, she's like, what is that? And they're like, well, what's the 2 street names that you're by? Where would that be? Like, she didn't know anything. And this the 17-year-old. They take them, they split them up, they put them in foster care. They ended up being abused even more in the foster care system. I mean, it was so heartbreaking to know that this girl went through hell to save her sisters and brothers only for them to get put into the system and to get damaged even more. So I say, where are you taking these kids? To a fucked up system? A system that is not even together to help these children? I'm so over it. And it's these conservative whites. It's these conservative fucking white people that think they know so much because they want things to go back how it was. Like, and that's why we, of color, we have to make sure that we have all our T's crossed and our I's dotted. Voters registration is done. Everything is taken care of. So when it's time, we're putting the right people in position and putting the right people in power to help us, to benefit us. Because what they're doing, they don't give a damn. They don't care about putting them kids in the system because they're getting paid for that. They're getting that money. So they don't care about that. They don't give a fuck about their well-being. They don't care if they even eat a hot meal that night. They'll drop their ass off to a foster home. That's where you're going to stay at. And they went through even more torture and torment. To one of the foster parents even said to one of the girls, oh, I see why your parents had you chained to the bed. Like, what? So heartbreaking. So fucking heartbreaking. And it's just the ignorance that people display every single fucking day. People display this type of fucking ignorance like someone can help who they're attracted to, or like someone can help, like they can't help that type of shit at all. what makes that type of mentality sick is if you're attracted to a kid, if you're attracted to a dog, an animal, that's sick. But to say that because that male is attracted to that other male and they like each other, they're in a relationship, they're married, and I've seen some of the most successful relationships and marriages in the LGBT community, more than I have outside. So it's, baby, I can tell some stories. I can go on. I can tell you some stories. I can tell you some things. Because you know, I swear I've been here before. And at times it feels like it. Right? Right? Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, look, y'all, today I don't have my co-host with me, and I'm so mad, but I did not want to let y'all down and not come to y'all and bring y'all a live show. Well, I got her. I got this co-host today, but other than that, I did not want to not show up for y'all tonight and let y'all down, so I really wanted to be here and speak on this. I definitely wanted to speak on this because this situation took me right back to high school. Like, it took me right back to high school. And I'm like, after all these years, you would think that at this point they would have educated themselves and know, okay, this is just, it's deeper than us. Because what people really need to do is step outside of themselves. They need to step outside of themselves. Stop only thinking about you or what you learned or what you understood or what, you know, like, no. It's crazy. You done wrote all on the paper. Tell everybody, hey. Say, hey, y'all. Say, hey, y'all. Mwah. So we finna get ready to go bye-bye. Tell them. So we finna go bye-bye. But yeah, so I just really wanted to just stop in and say this, drop some quick jewels. I wanted to do an hour-long show today, but unless y'all really get into this. Nah. Let me back it up a little bit. Let me back it up just a little bit. So have y'all heard about Delicious and Raymond Santana? The dude from the, what it was, what's the name? The Central Park 5 boys. One of them had married Flavor Flav, old thing, Delicious. Delicious's ass. Delicious with the big ass. What New York say? Delicious's ass is so enormous. Flavor Flav show with New York and them. Baby, she used to get sick. Delicious's mom, she's a real innovator. She said, I never knew you could grow plastic hair. Bitch, she set me up. But anyhow, so yes, Delicious and what's her name? London Charles and Raymond Santana. They are getting a divorce. He filed for divorce. That's what's crazy to me. He filed for divorce. They only been married a little over a year, 20 months, almost 2 years. So 20 months they've been married. I'm so taken aback because they used to look so happy on Instagram. All the little nice family photos and all of this stuff here, like they used to look so nice and so happy and like, wow. And I remember they was on couples boot camp, but I was thinking, you know, it was just there for the check, but at the same time, I'm like, shit, he got like 20 mil or some shit like that, so he should be good. But however, I thought it was very crazy. They said something about irreconcilable differences or whatever, and that it was to the point that it could not be fixed. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That he was smelling himself, he had all that money. No, he had the money before her. But yes, I did see that she said he cheated, but he filed for divorce. So I'm not understanding. But like she said, he's a narcissistic too. So because I'm not understanding that at all. She said he cheated, but he filed for divorce. And see, this is why I say, ladies, do not get comfortable in your situation. Just because that man is holding everything up and he's doing his job as a man as he's supposed to, you still got to have something in the clutch, because you never know when a motherfucker want to go left on you. So you got to make sure you got your shit right. You got to make sure you got your shit right, because you never know when a bitch want to go left. And I always said, I don't understand why Delicious just, I used to see her doing like the different waist trainer things and different creams or different outfits and stuff like that. But I'm like, why haven't she created a product for herself? Or why haven't she created a business for herself? Because you were with the man and he's worth millions, so I'm sure he would fund your business for you. So at least if something happens and y'all go y'all separate ways, you at least have your business and have that to fall back on. But it's like, only thing you got is what? Instagram? And then you do a little acting here or there? She did. She got mad comfortable. TikToking every day like she's 16 years old. I'm like, who does that? Who got time for that? I only got one child and I don't have time to keep up with all my social media accounts. Like, and I got one child and a husband, and I'm not able to keep up with all my shit. You got a conjoined family, a blended family, husband, daughters, all of this shit going on, but yet you got the time to keep up with TikTok. I mean, learning these bitches word for verbatim. Like crazy. Way too comfortable. Never, ever, ever, ever get comfortable. That's rule number one. And they do. Hey, my love. And they do. They tend to do that. They see the funds rolling in. Little do they know, those funds rolling in, but it's not because of you. So you need to make sure you have funds rolling in because of you. I made sure I secured several businesses, okay? Several businesses. Even though I'm spoiled rotten. Spoiled fucking rotten. But I still make sure I have several businesses in the clutch, because if anything ever go left, guess what? She, her, me, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. And my baby girl, she's gonna be all right. Yes, and that is, that's a definite. Thank you, babe. I mean, just really trying to keep it 100, because I've been doing this for a very, very long time, okay? I identified with who I was at a very early age. So I know, and a lot of people, they'll go back and forth with me, they'll debate with me, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. But one day, soon, you'll come to two, where you'll realize that, oh yeah, she was absolutely right. She told us the absolute truth. Yeah. A very long time. So, and not to say that I know it all, because I still try to educate myself each and every single day. I try to educate myself. That's why when I seen the hashtag protect trans kids, I immediately went to trying to research, study, and see what is going on with the trans kids. Like, what are they doing? Because I know that now we have way more opportunity than we had before. There's a lot of more we're a lot more accepted today than we were 20 years ago or 30 years ago when I came out. So it's crazy. Not 30, 20, 25 years ago. Ow. You ready to go? You ready to go take your bath? Yeah? You ready to go take your bath and go night-night? Okay. But yeah, that's it. We really have to educate ourselves and try to learn as much as possible. Like of course we've been taught away. And what people love to do is go back to, oh, well, I don't like to, support gays or trans or any of that because, in the Bible it says, because in the Bible it says, but yet you forget everything else that's in the Bible. I'm like, especially a lot of girls like got 7 kids, 5 baby daddies, but you talking about what's in the Bible. I think that you're supposed to have been in wedlock before you even push that first one out. So to push out 7 from 5 different baby daddies, I don't think he's too happy with that either. That's the type of shit that I don't understand. Like, totally take, like, just all type of different, I don't want to give too many, like, I don't want to say too much because I don't want people to take it personal. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, I don't want anyone to think I'm directing anything towards them specifically, because I'm not. But I try my best to break things down in the most normal way that a person can understand it, with using what they know as their norm, if you get what I'm saying. So I try my best to do that and educate in that form. Sometimes it can come off a little harsh, and that I'm learning, so that I'm trying to refrain from. So I don't want to give too many, innuendos or situations or whatever. But yeah, we just got to really learn how to respect one another. And if we learn that in general, that'll take us so far, just respecting one another. I don't have to like what you do, but I'll respect you. I don't have to down talk you, look ill towards you, or feel any type of way like that because you're doing something that I may not understand or may not accept, but I'm going to respect you because you're a child of God. You're a human. You're my sister, my brother. So I'm going to respect you. Say, people are always so quickly to judge when their situation is worse off. Right. And that's so true. That's facts, cousin. They be so quick to judge, and it's usually those that have the most to say whose situation is the most fucked up. They always say, pay attention to the loudest person in the room, because they're usually the brokest person. So pay attention. But you absolutely right about that. It's usually the ones who sweeping around everybody else though, but ain't even swept around their own. Domat just as dirty. Domat just as dirty, full of fall leaves and shit. But yes, definitely. Yes. That part, period. Period. Right, cousin, filthy. Absolutely. Listen, y'all, I'm finna let y'all go. I gotta go in here and get my baby girl washed up, and we'll get her fed and washed up and ready for bed. And get the dinner ready for my husband, because he'll be off in about 15 minutes. So I gotta get ready to get dinner fixed for him and all that good stuff there. But listen, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where like all of my lives that I do on Facebook and everything will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, the Gezelle Talk Show. So make sure y'all subscribe to the Gezelle Talk Show on YouTube, and yeah, hit that notification so y'all can know when my videos are dropping, all that good stuff. Comment and share, please. Share the live, share the videos on YouTube, all that good stuff. Let your followers see what I got going on. School Bay, you know we know, School Bay, that they doing the most sin and quick to cast the first stone. Yes, God. Yes, God. It be them. It be them. Them be the ones. They be always talking about church house. When the last time you been to church? Baby, I go to church any day I feel like it. Any day I sit down and open up my Bible, I go to church. I ain't got to step foot in nobody's building to say that is church for me. I ain't got to do none of that, because most of the people that are sitting up in those churches and those pulpits and all of that stuff, they're the most judgmental. They have the most to say, the most contradicting. Oh my goodness. Don't get me started on them. That's why I don't even deal with those them Bible thumpers. Baby, go on, and God bless. Go on, if I send you to him early, go on. Because I can't deal with them ones. I can't deal with them ones. No, ma'am. But listen, what you say? Say facts. You took the words out of my mouth. Right. It's true. It's so true. But anyhow, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and go. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with me tonight. Hello to everybody that joined. If I did not speak or did not say anything, my mind was just clicking. So when it's coming up, I be just trying to get the shit out. Y'all know I was a freestyling champ back in my prime. So when my mind clicks like a mile a minute. So when it's clicking and it's going, I gotta just let the words come out, and then I think about shit later. But I love y'all. Good night. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch y'all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Y'all come back and join me. We're going to sit down and have some cocktails and some good conversations. I'll be dropping what the topic is going to be about tonight. So make sure y'all check my Instagram, and I'll have it on my Facebook page. I love you guys. Good night. Bye. Oh no.